This is great that one of the community organizers here, a longtime compañero, Patrick McKenna, who's been here since the beginning. When Patrick was a estudiante at Tucson High School, he was actually fighting for these courses. He was organizing youth, and that is the key point in our movimiento, in organizing youth. And Patrick is critical to that piece, and we couldn't thank Patrick enough for his contributions to this community and organizing and putting together events. This is just one of the contributions that Patrick has had to Mexican American Studies, VASA Studies here in Tucson. He's done so much. He's raised the consciousness of so many people here in Tucson, including myself. So I'd just like to thank Patrick. I want to give him a few words on behalf of the maestras here that stand with me, not behind me, that stand with me in this struggle. So without further ado, we have Patrick McKenna.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here. Bienvenidos a Barrio Hollywood. Muchísimas gracias por su presencia. It really means a lot to myself and my family that you're all here supporting our hardworking teachers. And they are really stepping up to the plate and taking on a really hard fight for our community. So it's really important that we stand beside our hardworking Mexican American Studies teachers for TUSD. And I know a lot of them personally very, very well. And I'll tell you, I'm very proud to stand beside them, and definitely we need to financially support them as much as we can. These lawsuits that they're dealing with are very expensive, and it takes a lot of money, you know, in this day and age, especially to fight things in court. But one thing I wanted to tell you is that a lot of people really don't know what ethnic studies is. They think it's some kind of abstract subject that doesn't really pertain to them. But I'll tell you what, it goes beyond the classroom. So many of us learn Chicano studies from listening to our grandparents talk about when they were in World War II. So many of us learn that really sitting at the kitchen table from our own elders. And what's going on right now with Tom Horn and John Luthal is a crime, because they're actually putting our narrative, our own stories that came from our own nanas and tatas, first-hand accounts of Arizona and American history. They're literally putting it on trial and trying to whitewash the history of this state. And I am so proud of each and every one of these teachers for standing up for what's right, because they're doing it for the students, to make sure that those students have all the information and everything they need to compete in this world that's getting a lot harder to compete in for everyone, for all of us. So I just really thank you all for being here and showing your support and solidarity for these teachers. You know, we can't thank them enough for really putting their necks out on the line. One day when other students are going to be looking back at this time in American history, and they're going to see Arizona as the epicenter for a very, very interesting time in American history. And I want to thank all of you for being on the right side of history and standing with these teachers. There's nothing un-American about what these teachers are doing. So I want to publicly say that. There's nothing un-American or unpatriotic about what they're doing. And it really angers me that that accusation is being made about these hardworking teachers. You know, they're the absolute example to teachers all over the United States of America who have actually, outside of this state, many of you may not know this, but this Mexican American Studies program of TUSD is seen as top-notch, the best, and it's being copied by universities even outside of this country. That's how groundbreaking and effective this has been. So without saying too much more, I just want to remind you one more time to dig into your pockets if you can and give a little bit more to these teachers. They really need it and they really deserve our help and support. Thank you.
Gracias, Patricio. Let me introduce you all to the maestras here that do the work. I'm just a facilitator. I have the most fortunate job in the world. These teachers are dedicated. They go above and beyond what they're required to do. So we have Alejandro Escamilla. He's a Chicano Studies teacher at the middle school level. Carlos, you could raise your hand. We have Jose Gonzalez, high school, American government, Chicano Studies teacher. Norma Gonzalez is she has the biggest range out of all of us. She's K through 12. She's an expert in Chicano Studies. We have Dolores Carrion right here, the art teacher, who inspired so many youth at Pueblo High School for years. We have Rene Martinez right here, who has taught at the high school level, but is now at the middle school level at Ross Scrooge and Mansfield Middle School. We have Lorenzo Lopez here. He's at Choya. He's been there for years. Yolanda Sotelo, who is our Chicano Lit teacher. And Curtis Acosta was here earlier. I don't know what happened to him. He got pulled away somewhere, but he's here helping set up. And he's our Chicano Lit teacher at Tucson High School. And then we have Sally Rusk, who I learned so much from at Pueblo High School. I used to go under her class and just learn and admire the work that she conducted at Pueblo High School. Where's Maria at? Maria's gone? Okay. She teaches both the junior and senior level classes.